Good morning, children. Today we are going to start our second chapter, that is computer virus and networks. Children, I hope you all know what is computer virus. Yes, what is computer virus? It is a computer program which is written to allow the way the computer will operate without the knowledge of the user. Then what is the expansion of virus? Vital information resource under siege. As a simple virus is a very dangerous because it will quickly use all the available memory, and it will bring the system to halt. So some dangerous types of virus are capable of transmitting itself across the network and also the security system, and in this lesson we are going to discuss about the types of viruses. Then first one is boot sector infector. What is boot sector infector? This virus will attack the boot program that is stored in the floppy disk or any hard disk, and here the boot sector infector is also called as boot record infector or system virus or boot virus. The next one is file infectors. What is file infector? This virus will mainly attack the program files, which is the extension .exe or .com, and these virus commonly spread through the internet or the networks. And the next one is macro virus. What is macro virus? This type of virus will infect the building programming languages, for example Microsoft Word and Excel. So it will affect the documents and the spreadsheets in the Excel. Then next one is email virus. What is email virus? Here this virus is capable of replicates itself by automatically mailing the copies of messages to hundreds of people, which is in the victim address book. So email virus is a virus which is uses email messages to move around the networks. The next one is multi-parasite virus. What is multi-parasite virus? It is a very fast moving virus which it will affect the boot sector and also the files simultaneously. At the same time it will affect boot sector also and also the files, and once the executable file is executed, it will infect the master boot records. So once you boot your computer, you will start the computer, the virus will be loaded into the memory, and from there it will infect all the programs, and it will replicate itself also. So it will affect all the files and the boot program also. There is multi-parasite virus. Next one is stealth virus. Stealth virus is nothing but this virus will mainly affect the files but without the increasing the size or damaging the files. And this virus will focus mainly on hard disk because it will read all the memory instead of its own memory. Then to avoid this detection of this virus will kill or delete all the tasks which is associated with the antivirus. If it will affect the antivirus means then the antivirus will not able to delete this virus. So next one is polymorphic virus. What is polymorphic virus? Here this virus will have the capacity to mutating itself, which means changing its form. It will change its form when it replicates. So it is very difficult to identify this virus with the ordinary antivirus software, and detection of this virus is very difficult because it is always change the source code from one infection to another. So it is very difficult to identify this polymorphic virus. The next one is an active virus. Here in ActiveX and Java will controls all the designed for the web page designers. So if you want to avoid, you have to protect your computer by just turning off some ActiveX and Java which controls the browser, and if these applets are allowed to run freely, it will deliver all the active viruses. Next one is signs of virus. How we can able to identify the virus? If a virus will affect the computer, what are the things will happen? First one is new or unusual window will appear while booting a system. When you start the system, a new or unusual window will be appear on the screen. Next one is programs may corrupt unpredictably. Without any prediction, the program will get corrupted. The computer often reboots automatically. So the computer will be rebooting automatically. Then the system seems to slow down and stops responding. The system will get automatically slow down. Then through running an up-to-date antivirus software, the computer still says virus alert. The next one is new files with unusual extension will appear on your computer. Then disk drive is not accessible. It is not accessible. Then tips for protecting your computer from virus. How can we protect our computer from virus? First one is you have to use high quality antivirus software. Then you have to scan your system with the updated antivirus. We have to usually update the antivirus software. Then turn on your Windows firewall while you are browsing. It will not allow any virus. Then delete all the temporary files. Then you have to take a backup for your important documents. Then do not use more than one antivirus. You should not use more than one antivirus. Then scan the device that you attach to the computer before using. For example, your pen drive or CD, you have to scan, then only you have to use it on the computer. Then scan the files you download from the internet before using them. When you download any files from the internet, you have to scan the files. So in order to avoid the virus. The next one is antivirus. What is antivirus? Yes, it is a computer software which will helps to detect the viruses and the worms, and they are installed in the computer to detect or to eliminate some known viruses after download process. Then what are the duties of this antivirus? First one is cleaning infected files and system. Then detection of infected programs. It will detect the infected programs. Then blocking user access to an infected files. These three are the duties of antivirus. Next topic is computer networks. Children, I hope you all know what is networks. Yes, it is a interconnection between a large number of computers to build a communication. It is called as computer networks. And what are the things required for this computer networks? The computer will be connected with the copper wire, fiber optic cables, microwave and infrared, or through satellites. And the 6 main types of computer viruses are: first one is personal area network, PAN, LAN, local area network, WLAN, wireless local area network, HAN, home area network, MAN, metropolitan area network, and WAN, wide area network. First one, what is PAN, personal area network? As it is a computer network which is used for communicating among computers with a different technology devices are used by the person. And here the main thing is Bluetooth, which is used for wireless personal area network. And then what is LAN? LAN is a local area network. Here in this network, it will use the limited area. Like for example, within the office buildings, or here the range is from 10 kilometers only. And next one is wireless local area network. What is wireless local area network? Here it will provide wireless network communication for a short distance. It will use the radio signals, infrared light, and the laser beam. Then next one is home area network. Here in this type of network, it will connect the digital devices, for example PCs, mobiles, or thermostats, or home security system, or entertainment technology, for example museum or games. In these areas, they will be using the home area network. Then metropolitan area network. Here in this network, the LAN will be used to interconnect various places in the metropolitan city. Here it connects the computer networks in the metropolitan city, for example London, New York, or any large cities, they will use metropolitan area network. The next one is wide area network. What is wide area network? In this network computer, here the wide area connecting different countries and continents through telephone lines or satellites. Here in this, here the network will be connected with different countries or continents. The help of the telephone lines or the satellites. The next topic is need for networking. Why we need networking? Here in peripheral devices such as for example hard drives or scanners or any backup devices can be shared by using this network. And what is the other need? If information is available in a single computer, means we can able to transfer or we can able to exchange, thus it can avoid the duplication of data. Then high reliability, here the reliability will be more of in data. It may made you possible by providing a critical function of backup. The next topic is network topology. What is network topology? It is a structure or the layout of a communication channel. It will connect all the network of a computer. This is called as network topology. And here there are different types of topologies are available. First one is star topology. See, this is the star topology, and here each computer is called as node. The center one is hub. So the group of data reach the destination through this central hub, and here a hub will monitor the entire network and it will prevent all the collisions between the nodes. And if the hub is lost, the entire network will goes down. So this is a disadvantage of this star topology. If here the hub is lost, the entire network will goes down. The next one is ring topology. Here in ring topology, it will connect all the nodes of the network in the circular shape. So the final node of the chain will connect to the first to complete all the ring. And here the data will always flows in one direction, in this direction only. So hence, if any collisions occurs, all the data will be it will be near dangerous. So the major drawback of this ring topology is the connection is broken, means the entire network will goes down. The next one is dual ring topology. Dual ring topology is nothing but it will overcome the disadvantages of this ring topology. Yeah, I told you in ring topology the flow of data will be in one direction, but here in a dual ring topology, here there are two concentric rings are available. See, these two concentric rings will be used to connect all the nodes. So each ring will works independently. These two rings will work independently, and if the primary rings goes down, means data flow is done by using the secondary ring, and in this topology the data flows will be in opposite direction also. So this is the advantages of dual ring topology. The next one is bus topology. Bus topology means, see here, this is the bus topology, and in this topology will all the nodes will share all the devices. See, these are all the nodes. These computers are called as nodes, and these are all the devices. And so in bus topology, it has a common path. This is a common path, and to which all the nodes will be share the devices which is connected, and any number of nodes can be transmit the data in the same time. And the main disadvantages of this bus topology is when the connection is broken, it will bring down all the parts of the network, and it will interrupt the data sharing. This is the disadvantages of this bus topology. And next one is tree topology. Here in the tree topology, it is a variation of this bus topology. Here the tree will begin from the head end. This is the head end, and it will begin from the head, but the cables run from that point. So this is the cables will run from that point, and each cable has several branches like this, and which in turn will have additional branches, thus forming a complex layout of this layout. It has a very complex layout network. Then this is the tree topology. And next one is Mesh topology. In mesh topology, the computer and the other devices, the computers and the devices will be interconnected with each other. Here, see, all will be interconnected with each other, and in this topology, every node is connected with each other nodes in the network. And this topology is very expensive, as many unwanted connections will be made in this topology, and hence it's commonly used for wireless networks. Next topic is multimedia and its file format. First of all, what is multimedia? Multimedia is nothing but it is a combination of audio, video and animation. So it will attract the attention of the viewers in a very effective manner. And here some of the multimedia file formats will have the extension like WAV, .midi, .avi, .mpeg, .jpg, GIF and .tif. These are some of the extension of this multimedia. Next topic is file compression. File compression is nothing but it is a technique. It will make the file smaller than its original size. To reduce the file size, the file has to be compressed or zipped. Here the blank space in the file also gets removed, and if you want to unzip the file later, we can able to unzip it also, and this can be done by the application called as WinZip. Here we are going to discuss about the procedure how to compress the file. Take for example a file name or a folder name. Advertisement. Yes, this is the folder name advertisement. We are going to zip this folder. For that we are going to start the first step, that is first we have to open the WinZip application. This can be done by just by clicking the start button, then go to all programs, then WinZip, then WinZip 18.0. If you click on this dialog box will get opened, and here you have to click on this add button. Have you seen this add button here? Yes, you have to click on this add button. Now the add dialog box will appear like this. See, this dialog box will appear. You have to select the files, which file you have to be zipped. So you have to select the file and then click on add. Now the third step is now you have to zipped files will be listed in the WinZip application. Here all the zipped file will be listed. Then click file and save. Then the save dialog box will open like this. Here you have to select the location where you want to save. Then specify the zipped file in the file name box and click on OK button. Here you have to type the file name and click on the OK button, and thus file will get zipped. If you want to unzip this file, means you have to do some steps. And first step, to extract the zipped file. If you want to extract the zipped file, you have to open the zip file application. Then this window will this dialog box will get open. Here there is an option called extract. Yes, next to add button there is an extract button. You have to click on this. Then now the extract dialog box will appear like this. Here you have to select the location to extract the file and click on the extract button here. Yes, see here you have to click on this. You have to select it and you have to click on the extract file. The zipped file will be extracted and it will be stored in the location selected. And children, now the second lesson gets over. Thank you.